The latest from our daily newsletter at podnews.net. Almost half of all podcast listeners in the US listen to at least one independent podcast every week, according to new data shared by Tom Webster from Edison Research. He also clarifies Spotify's claim to be number one for podcasts. They are, he says, and so are Apple. You'll find it linked in our show notes and our newsletter. Interactive podcast company Entale has been acquired by DMGT, the publishers of the Daily Mail and New Scientist. The acquisition includes the Entale team. After an incident we reported at one of their meetings earlier in the year, the IAB Tech Lab has posted an expected code of conduct for future meetings. Headliner has given more details about its Disco podcast recommendation widget. It automatically chooses the right episode to promote on your website, alongside every article you post. Backstage by Headliner is now able to record individual Twitter spaces. We're linked to what the recordings look and sound like, and Pierre Nagar from AdsWiz has given an overview of how audio advertising has changed. In People News, Jason Phipps has joined Chalk and Blade as head of content and development. He was previously commissioning editor for podcasts at BBC Sounds and head of audio at The Guardian. And Kirsten Lass has been appointed as associate director for UK audio production company Loftus Media. She too joins from the BBC. And in podcast news, Power is back for a new series trying to deal with Hugh Hefner's progressive legacy and his abuse of vulnerable people. It's new from Something Else in partnership with Sony Music Entertainment. Molly Whiskers and the Blue Tentacle is a new independent podcast for kids, which launched today, starring private detective Molly, who's a rabbit, and police detectives Roscoe and Bailey, who are cats. The dogs, of course, are the baddies. It's produced by Origin and read by Imogen Church. And what is design anyway, and how can you tell good versus bad? Distilling Design is a new podcast to help and to ensure that good design is an integral part of everything. And that's the latest from our newsletter. For all the links, we're at podnews.net.